I miss Leslie Jordan. I mean, you know it's bad times when you're already eating candy canes. I bought a bag of these today at Marshall's. Look how sharp that is. So I can, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything. Guess who voted today? Me. Voting is like the pinnacle of my existence. I was so excited to go vote. But I was almost disappointed that I went to vote because then now I can't go vote. Like, oh, hold on. I can't turn on the volume. I'm on the YouTube. Yeah, I went to vote, and it was good. But you can't eat candy canes with braces. You just can't chew on them, but you can lick them. So tonight, I went downstairs and told my husband, I was like, I could be a political advisor. And he was like, what you're saying is not new. It's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so smart. Because I don't understand why people, if I were trying to win an election, no offense, but anybody that likes me, I'm done with you. I'm going to try to get the people that don't like me. And how do you do that? You have to show them something. So I was telling him this, and we don't agree on a lot. Well, we agree right much politics, but not everything. He particularly doesn't like it when I point out people that he really likes might lose. He don't like that. But I'm not competitive. I don't care. You can't wait to vote no transportation. I'm pretty sure they'll come pick you up, Margaret. I think that's right. So I voted today, and already I've been like, did I vote for the right person? And then I thought, well, what happens if you vote for the wrong person and you change your mind? Are you allowed to do a new ballot? I guess not. Yeah, Amos is having a good night. Amos, are you ready for bed? It might be good that you can't vote early, because then maybe you have to really pay attention. Well, it took me a minute. I was eating taco pizza, and then I was working on Legos for Christmas and birthday presents. And then I was sitting with my husband, who's down there binge watching Fox News. Can you imagine the cluster if you could change your vote? No, I can't. I went to vote today, and I'm so excited to be in there that I basically want everybody to be like, hey, we're glad you're here. But it's very quiet in there, and you're supposed to have your phone off. And I guess I was talking loud because I was excited, and they shushed me. Oh, okay, I shush. That's basically what they thought I sounded like him. But then I told him my husband voted right when you could start voting. Was that a week or two ago? And so I got the details tonight. He filled out his ballot. He took the ballot, and it's flat, and you have to fill it out on both sides. and he's holding it like this, getting ready to put it into the machine. The new machines are small. And he said there was the person that hands you the vote sticker, and then there was another person. And he said, I don't know if the person was just hanging out in there, but they were sitting down, and they came over and took a picture of my ballot. So I told the people that today at the election place, and they did not like to hear that. I mean, it was like they were about to set off some alarms. So I told him, I said, you've got to go down there and talk to them about it. He said, I don't have time. I said, okay, well, give me all the details, and then I'll go in there and tell them about it. I said, but you've got to figure out what day you voted. If somebody had taken a picture of my ballot, I would have screamed bloody murder. You waited in line for 2 hours to vote on Friday, took your 10-year-old. Oh, I did not take Amos. Talk about not being quiet. I used to take, though, my big three, and we would really, you want to talk about not quiet, we would talk about the candidates. We would be Googling them, saying it out loud. It seems very strict now. I think on election day, I want to go. It may be against the law to take pictures of your own ballot, much less someone else taking it. I think it could be illegal to take pictures of your own ballot. It's not like the ballot's a secret. Amos, do you hear that helicopter? I think it's the hospital helicopter. Arrow Hospital? Yeah. Not my ballot, my husband's ballot. But he's not sure who took a picture of it. The people in the ballot place in Edenton are very above board. You're not even allowed to talk loud. You voted last week. You had your walker. They moved you to the front of the line. Well, that's nice. I thought no cell phones were allowed in. All phones are supposed to be off. Well, you're supposed to have the ringer off, but you're allowed to use the phone to look up things while you're in there. Or at least you used to be able to. Must have been a poll watcher. How could a poll watcher take a picture of a ballot? I thought maybe it was, I don't know why. I was like, are you sure they were taking a picture? He was like, yes. They came over with their phone and took a picture. And he said, and I guess I just thought it was like official. And then later I thought, that seems weird. No phone in the booth? Really? Well, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't have my phone. But years ago, I used to. They watched you turn off your phones. Well, they didn't watch anybody turn off their phone because I heard somebody's phone going doot, 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 doot. Their phone wasn't off. I did notice, though, the holes that you fill in are like this big with black ink. It really took a while. How's everybody doing? So how long do we have until the election? Like a week? A little over a week. The first is on Friday. Yeah, a little over a week. Is it 9 days? Is everybody going to be all right? Nobody's moving, are they? What are the interest rates going to do? That's mainly what I'm interested in. A week from tomorrow. She said we could use our phones if we had notes about the candidates. Oh, see, that's what I thought. Your mother and dad went into the booth together. Well, the booth is like you're sitting at a desk with a little paper thing like this. And I did a YouTube video earlier this morning. So I had gone to see my hairdresser, Lori, who was cutting Mary Scott's hair. So I went in there to do a subscriber video before I did a big video. And I was telling about the, this woman that was walking in front of me said, saw some guy sitting on the back of his truck handing out poll stuff, you know. And she said, "What's he over there doing? Trying to buy votes?" I don't think so. I think he's handing out information about who's running. I said, because it's kind of hard to know everybody that's running. Did you know everybody that was running? She said, "Yes, I sure did." I was like, oh. I said, "Well, what'd you think about Davis?" She goes, "Well, I don't know much about him." I was like, it's her. Lies. I'd like to meet somebody that knows every person that's going to be on the ballot. Because there's always one that sneaks up on you. You need notes. And I think people would be better informed voters if there was no Republican or Democrat by their name. I mean, then it would just really be a total free-for-all. If you could have no phones and no R or D, what would people do? I bet they wouldn't vote. You work curbside. You have to stay 6 feet away from cars. Well, usually, like on voting day, I'm going to go sit out there. I'm going to like take a camping chair and I'm going to knit something. I don't know how to knit, but I'm going to learn on voting day. And I'm going to talk to people about like who you're going to vote for. You can say that from the parking lot, can't you? I feel like there are all these pretend rules. Nobody really knows the rules, but they just make up rules. Like, well, you're not allowed to talk about who you voted for the day of the election if you're at Food Lion. What about the constitutional amendment? That's the biggest bunch of malarkey I've ever seen. It's already in the Constitution that you have to be a citizen to vote. So now there's a constitutional amendment that says, do you want it to be a constitutional amendment that you have to be a citizen to vote? Well, you know what I wrote? No, I don't. Because I'm not playing your game. Mm-mm. You can talk to them on the way out with their permission. Kyla, if I am just a regular Joe and I'm out in my car, I can talk to people. I'm not working I'm not a candidate. I'm not a poll worker. I'm nothing. I'm just average Joe in the parking lot. And because I'm an American, I can say to people, who'd you vote for? That is not illegal. See? A poll worker has to follow rules, but not Adrian. Adrian's just hanging out. I don't need to look up regulations. I am a citizen. I can do all sorts of things. I can sign up to be a poll worker in other counties, not curbside. I was spoken to twice by officials. Then the chief judge came out. A judge at the elections? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to sit around and ask people. But I might shoot the shit. I can't tell if you're kidding. Your vote is supposed to be private. I know that's the fun thing about asking people. Who'd you vote for? Oh, golly. Evidently, you're not allowed to wear a political shirt. I heard this today. In some states, people with felonies can vote. In some states, you cannot. Don't wear that hat. What's wrong with this hat? This is my hat because it's cold. She said I voted all Democrat. No secret for me. Well, I just hope people use their brains. I just hope that's what you did, which means you couldn't have voted for Michelle Morrow or Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson was in Eaton last night, and I did not. Well, one, I wasn't here. Amos and I had been in Wilmington, so we got back late. And two, it would have annoyed my husband if I went because he was like, "There's no reason to go see him. He's not going to win." But I'm sort of worried he is going to, come back. He's on Facebook every 10 minutes. So today I said, "How many people went to see Mark Robinson?" He goes, "Well, I asked so and so because they went, and they said there were 21 people there." 21. And that where they went, somebody messaged me and said, "Well, several people called, and the owner or the restaurant said we didn't know he was coming." But I should have gone and just said, "I have a few questions." And just read him some quotes. You read that he's 13 points behind the polls. My husband promises he's like 20 points behind in the polls, minimum. He's like, he ain't gonna win. Your husband asked who you voted for? Well, you can always lie if you need to. I like that there was somebody on the news saying, no one will ever know who you voted for. But people can see that if you voted or not. He came to a restaurant in my town in Central North Carolina. And within minutes of him showing up, a group of protesters ran him off. Oh my God, awesome. How did the restaurant not know he was coming if it was a planned event? Well, he planned it. So this is sort of like the voting thing. Like, I could plan an event tomorrow at, let's say I'm going to plan an event at Fat Daddy's. Fat Daddy's doesn't exist in Raleigh, but it used to. It was very good. So I'm going to be at Fat Daddy's. And I send out a text, Adrian's going to be at Fat Daddy's. And then you call Fat Daddy's and you're like, yeah, what time's she getting there? And they're like, we don't know anything you're talking about. You're like, well, she's having an event here. And they'll be like, well, they don't know. So he was in your coffee shop. Well, according to my husband, who's the expert, he wasn't invited to the coffee shop. He just popped in. If I had been in that darn coffee shop and he popped in there, I might have had a heart attack. And then I would have sent Amos over there to say, who are you? You are a... I'm not even going to say it. Hey, Amos, you made it just in time. He would be like, you are Santa. Oh, golly, McMoses and Moses. I would advise that one thing I think you can help is to sign up for as a poll worker for people that you don't like. And then you can sign up for slots at the polls, especially on voting day, when they really depend on you to be there. And then you either don't go or you show up for the other person. And I was thinking today, like, instead of like information of this is who you should vote for, they should have big signs with like quotes, right? Like, I am a black Nazi with Mark Robinson's picture on it. Like, why don't they have signs like that out, like anti-campaign signs, You follow the rules because you were raised by a police officer. I'm not a very good rule follower. I'd like to be. It's just a struggle. Like, to me, a rule, it's almost like A rule is like an obstacle course. It's how do you get around it? Registration for my event has opened, Laura. Now that you're a member, come on and sign up. You didn't know my daddy. Well, no, that sounds like I wouldn't have broken the rules. I mean, I don't mind rules that are smart, like don't speed or don't drink and drive. But I don't like dumb rules. Like, I'm trying to think of one. Like if you're in the airport and they're like, stand behind this line, this line on the floor. And sometimes the line could be here, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's there. And you're like, well, why is the line? Can I stand in front of the line? That would be a no, no ma'am, nuh-uh, no way, Jose. So Amos and I are flying on Wednesday night. Amos and I are going on an airplane. American. Come here. Come here, Buffin. No. And we reached out to TSA, so I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with that. Amos and I and Honor, the three of us are flying together. Yo, yeah, we got school tomorrow. School tomorrow is Tuesday. And to my YouTube members, subscribers, Lori haircut in the morning at 9 a.m.-ish. So member only, I'll see you tomorrow with Lori. Which is going to be fun. And then I have a YouTube video with Kate Swenson on her page at, I think 11:30 my time. And then I have a call with one of Russell's teachers for teacher conference. And then I don't know what else I have. Some work to do. I had a good appointment at the dermatologist. Are you getting your hair cut shorter? No, I'm getting it, the whole thing raccooned. I'm going to get stripes like this, so I don't have to wear this hat anymore. Amos, where are we going on Wednesday? Where are we going? The airport. Yes, Autism Out Loud tomorrow night on Kate Swenson's page. 8 p.m. Eastern. What airport are we going to? The Raleigh Airport. The Raleigh Airport. And what airline are we flying? American. And where are we going? To Kingston. What is American? An airline. American is a United Airline, and also known as, or the Aero Eagle. The Aero Eagle? Yeah. I hope this isn't our plane. We have to build it. Where are the parts of the plane? You broke it, clearly. I have to build it. Well, you're not building it tonight. You're going night-night. Tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow night, Kate's, we're doing a lot on YouTube these days. Mm-hmm. Okay, Muffin, we gotta go night-night. Turn off the TV. I need to my no. I need to take a shower. No, you do not. You said no shower tonight. I already asked you.
Zoom.
People see you in the morning. Goodbye.
No, 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 no.